I've been seeing a lot of stuff with your AD hat on about refs that are needed. Is
Yes.
that Western Slope, Eastern Slope, across the board?
That is, to be honest with you, that is across the nation.
Across
All
the
50
nation.
states are dealing with this. Some states, it's obviously worse than others. I guess the problem right now is we've got an aging group of officials, and and this is nationwide, and none of the younger people are getting into it. So we're starting to retire some of our older people, and the younger group is not getting into it. But we definitely have a I don't know if I want to call it a crisis, but it is getting there. They have already asked us, and I'm not sure how this is going to work in football. They've already asked you to play one Thursday night game a year, just so the officials can get it covered. When we were supposed to go to Plateau Valley in January, the game got moved because of sickness. They did not have enough officials to cover our JV games. People don't realize it because we had it covered, but there were a lot of JV games this year in basketball that we had to get the local guys to help out, that our association could not get the games covered.
Oh, that's too bad. I was reading some stuff on some different Facebook posts too that, I don't know necessarily on the Western Slope, but the crowds have just gotten quite nasty with the refs.
That's part of it. There was one big problem. I think it was the Denver area, or the I-25 corridor, where they used some. We got an AD letter saying, "Hey, this needs to stop." They sent it to everyone in the state. Some racial type stuff that they were saying to the officials, and yeah, I don't think people realize. And everyone, I've been around here for 24 years, and I've mellowed a little bit with the officials. Part of it was when I became an AD, I kind of saw the other side of it. I don't think people understand that these guys are human. They're reffing high school basketball. They're not from the NBA or Division I. They're going to make mistakes. And, as far as parents go, your kid is still going to be successful. Whether they've called that foul or not, we're still going to have successful kids. And I really don't think that our people here, I really don't think that the Meeker people are that bad. And it's okay to, holler that you missed that call or whatever. I'm not saying that and officials expect that, but some of the stuff and some of the stuff that I see is, like at the junior high level, we've got young kids that are reffing, and the people are running them off at that level. They're just kind of abusing him, and the kid, first time they've ever done a game, and they're like, dude, I don't need this. Right. And now they're done forever.
Right, because Madison is reffing basketball now.
She is in Grand Junction.
Yep. And so if somebody did want to get involved in the reffing, how do they go about that?
Just contact me, and I've got a little card that I can give you, and I'll let you get with the assigner. We've got assigners throughout the different areas, and I would get you in touch with them, and then they would take you through the process. There's some classes that you have to take, and they're online. And Madison took, and I'm not sure how long it took. It's off and on. You do it at your pace when you have time. And then to get to do like varsity games, you have to pass the rules test, and the rules test is hard. People like Greg Chintala and some of these guys that he does fine on it, but when they first take it, it's some of those questions that they ask. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I'm like, well, if this happens in a game, I'm going to look at the official and say, what are they doing? And they're going to say, we're doing this. And I'm going to say, okay, because I don't know what the heck this is saying. But it's, right. It's passable. And then, they're not going to take someone off the street and throw you into the Meeker Rangeley rivalry game. They're going to work with you and put you at some junior high and some JV games and work with you and teach you what to do. And you'll kind of move up the process as you get better, I guess is the easiest way to say that.
Well, that's good to know. When I was in Denver earlier this year, I actually met the gentleman who was in charge of assigning football refs over there on the eastern side of the mountains. And he had, he's actually a flagger. The down marker guy for the Denver Broncos.
Uh-huh.
And then he assigns all the refs.
What a great job.
Yeah, that would be a fun one.
Yeah, and he holds that, but he's also ref like NCAA.
Sure.
He says by far high school is hard because the crowd's right there.
Yes.
They have so much more access to the ref themselves. So.
Well, I know I like doing junior high games, and football is probably the easiest as far as the crowd's not on top of you. You can't really hear them. And then there's 22 bodies moving, and people don't sometimes some of the dads might understand when you miss a clip or a hold, you'll hear them holler, but for the most part, it's not out there where, your point guard just got hammered and everyone thinks that someone should have called a foul there. And it's, so it's, football, it's a little bit more, I don't want to say laid back, but you get to decide when to throw your flag. You can kind of process for a second and then throw the flag, or you can throw the flag and then go talk to your crew and pick up the flag. And it's no big deal. Where basketball and, wrestling, volleyball, I have to make a split second decision and blow the whistle and make the call. And then it's like, ooh, I might've missed that,
Right.
And there's no going back.
Right. Yeah. It's, when Judd won his final, that's what the refs were talking to him about. Was please become a ref when you're done.
Nice.
It keeps. I enjoy reffing when I've done it. Even basketball, I enjoy reffing. You got to kind of have thick skin, but it's a way for people to stay in the game. And when we talk about the lack of officials, I was just thinking, last fall in softball, we lost a softball game because we could not get officials with Eagle Valley.
So we lost the game.
Because the home team has to be able to provide.
The assigner said, I cannot get you officials. We have to move the game.
Gotcha.
And then
gotcha.
Eagle Valley and us could not get a new date, so we lost. The girls did lose a game last year because we did not have enough officials.
Oh, wow. That's too bad.
Yeah, and I've seen even, like you said, softball, baseball, the refs there or the umps are extremely hard to find now.
Yes. And it's, again, you take Little League Baseball or, the people are right there. And
right.
And part of, at least on the baseball side, is the parents.
Yes.
They're right up on top of you. They're yelling and screaming at a Little League game. And it keeps the high schoolers, college kids that want a ref, want a ump.
You're exactly right.
I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And the money, if the money's not bad for like a high school varsity game, it's over $50 a game now. A JV's like 42 to 45, something like that. So that the money, what's kind of tough is when you have to go to Craig to do a game. Say you were in Meeker and you have to go to Craig or Steamboat to do a game. They do pay one official mileage. If you're the guy that's driving, it's really worth your time that night because the mileage is good. But if you're the guy riding along, you do 2 or 3 games a night, and you're sitting there for an hour before the game. You might not do the girls' varsity game, so you're sitting there for an hour and a half waiting for the boys. So the per hour dollars might not be as good, but the actual money when you're working is getting much better. They're working on that.
That's good. Yes. Well, thank you for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
You betcha.
And I guess that's a wrap to the season.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great job, Coach.
Thanks.